Thank you, Father Kaharski, Reverend Fathers, any honored guests, and my dear brothers. My vocation story starts at the age of 11. When I was this age, I thought I knew what I wanted to do. And just after seeing the movie, I wanted to be Iron Man. But the way I wanted to make it seem normal was that I was going to say that I wanted to be in the Air Force and build jets. So that way I could have like a normal job but have a knowledge, you know? But then in April 2013, my 5th grade year, I was serving Mass one Sunday night. And during the elevation, and really more vividly during the elevation of the blood, I couldn't help but notice this huge smile on the priest's face. I was pierced by the tremendous joy that the priest had in that moment. He was fully alive. I wanted to have that joy in my life. The next day, there seemed to be nothing that could bring me as much joy the priest had in that moment. And from then on, I wanted to be a priest. And throughout middle school, I became the kid everyone knew wanted to be a priest. And what do priests like? Theology. That instantly became my favorite class, and everyone knew that as well. I thought I knew what I wanted to do. Oh no. I'll get that later. When I got into high school, though, I had to ask myself something. I may want to be a priest, but what does God want? That's really the question. I think it was easiest for me to say that I wanted to be a priest when I graduated from 8th grade, because in my class, there's only 16 kids, including myself. Now when I was in high school, I was in a class about 140, and more than 5 girls existed. At the beginning of my freshman year, I had a talk with my pastor, who said something I'll never forget. Instead of worrying about my vocation, he told me to live in the moment. If I'm constantly worrying, I'm going to miss out on what the Lord is doing right now, in the present moment. And so he encouraged me in this sense to take risks. With this in mind, I was like, oh, let's try this whole dating thing. And that was a great time. But as much fun as it was, I still had priesthood on my mind. It would never go away. And I wasn't necessarily trying to get it to go away, but at that time I wasn't necessarily on fire for it. But nevertheless, it was still there. Going to my senior year to end my relationship, and that all resulted in an extreme sense of loneliness. I felt as though everyone had left me and I had no more friends. I was an emotional wreck, just kind of deepening the wounds that I already had. With this feeling in mind, and my high school was pushing us to fill out college applications, it seemed as though all I really had left was this invitation to take this thought of priesthood more seriously. I received my application in November of my senior year, and from there were times where I wanted seminary, and there were times where I didn't. I was just on this emotional roller coaster. After talking with my high school chaplain, he made me realize 3 things. The first was the Lord never wants to make me miserable. The secondly, that seminary is a win-win situation, because if I go and I'm supposed to be a priest, I'm already here in formation, that's great. And if I don't, I become a better Catholic man. The third thing was that if I didn't try, I was always going to regret it, especially having this thought for so long. After going back and forth, in April of 2020, my heart started to burn for seminary. I turned in the application in May, and here I am. Since then, I've experienced the most joy I've ever had in my life. In the past 2 years, I've grown in ways I didn't know were possible. I've experienced a small part of that joy I witnessed to when I was 11 years old. I do desire to be a priest. During my time here at seminary, the Lord has been deepening that conviction I received almost 10 years ago. And brothers, I'm just chasing the joy. And for this I say, praise be Jesus Christ.
Now and forever.